but you got to pay attention to the people. And when I decided to do our pre-interview, I was so surprised that when we were going through it, that you were so focused on the needs of the human. I thought maybe, you were very focused, like we see a lot of nowadays, people just focusing on the next bell and whistle that a piece of technology can do. From a creative perspective, a lot of times, especially in manufacturing, people over-engineer something. They just keep over-engineering it. And oftentimes, you see a lot of software that has so many things that nobody can do. I guess it's trying to, reach out to a bigger market. But how do you relate to that over-engineering as it relates to today, and what creative things might we do to marginalize that a bit, or not marginalize it, but turn it into something more productive?
Well, the cell phone is a very good example of that, because one of the things that I have done from the beginning is, I want to stay connected. And it's really hard to stay connected if you're not part of a corporation, and I am not now, I'm independent. And so I have always had the latest cell phone, which you say, well, isn't that nice that I'm staying connected? Well, what has happened is that I never really catch up to what the latest technology is, because every time I get a new cell phone, I have to start to learn it all over again. People have forgotten this issue of technology. They talk about technology being intuitive. Technology should not be intuitive. It should be invisible. The technology ought to be there helping you, allowing you to do things more effectively than you would otherwise. And the best technology is not even noticeable. It's there helping you, but you don't have to think about it. The cell phone is just the opposite of that. They tell you, well, the cell phone is an extension of you. Well, I happen to believe that. Well, they say the way you're going to make this thing an extension is that you're going to pick the apps that serve you most effectively. Oh, that's wonderful. Now you have to go and select among 2 million apps if you have an iPhone, or 2 or 3 million apps if you've got an Android phone, and decide which ones are right for you. And that's ridiculous. And so I have a vision of what the future cell phone would look like. And that cell phone is your cell phone. It's Mark Fowler's cell phone. It's an extension of your personality. And it's got an artificial intelligence built into it that is constantly analyzing your habits, your performance, the way you like to do things. And it will either find an app that serves you properly, or if it doesn't have one in those 2 million apps, it will create one. But the whole purpose of this cell phone is to make your life better, not to be more complicated, not to provide you with all kinds of options,